The Black Hole Syndrome of Human Consciousness by Dr. Luciano Pulido is available on Amazon.com and other booksellers.
Holy Guerrilla.
HolyG.com. This the Holy G podcast, y'all.
I was young, I always wanted to become and now I'm older, I see all I ever was. If I had to do it all again, I do it all again. Ain't nothing I change up. When I was young, I always wanted to become.
Welcome to the Holy G podcast, episode 2A, part 1 of a 3-part series, episode 2A, B, and C. In this episode, I'm very honored to do an interview with the man who initiated me as a Babalawo in Ifa, the author of The Black Hole Syndrome of Human Consciousness, Dr. Luciano Pulido, who I personally refer to as the Einstein of Ifa, the fractal mathematical idiom of nature. Ifa is manifested every day, evidently in our physical reality. A little less evidently for most within our psychological reality. Nonetheless, that mathematical reality is something that we can either embrace or we can resist and spark what Dr. Pulido refers to as the black hole of human consciousness. Dr. Pulido is the founder of the Ifa Quantum Holistic Health Center. If you want more information about this, go to his website, iqhhc.com.
When you are talking about matter, when you are talking about energy, we have to be careful and we have to make a stop to talk about something that is beyond time and space, beyond matter, beyond energy, beyond Higgs field, beyond gravity. What is that?
Ifa. It is beyond it all. Ifa's 256 Odu are considered the sacred pot, the womb or matrix that contains all of the creative potential and energetic patterns that govern our universe. They are energized vibrations of information expressed in divine intelligence, cosmic algorithms that rule our planet and everything beyond it. Religions call it the voice of God, while quantum physicists tell us that the universe is indeed conscious. Either way, Ifa is the embodiment of this supreme consciousness. It is the motherboard of a matrix that we live. We are the matrix. We are comprised of these codes, as are all things in nature. Flowers, trees, anything that you can think of in our existence is a combination of these codes, which run through rivers the same way they run through our veins. In short, with its 256 Odu of bits and qubits, Ifa is nature's mathematical formulas. It is the encoded information that creates life. These mathematical formulas of Ifa are being used by physicists and mathematicians, making the biggest breakthroughs in science. Even Harvard-led physicists have created the newest quantum computers by using 256 qubits. That's right, even going into 2026, the latest, most powerful computers, quantum computers, are based on Ifa's binary system of ones and zeros. All those fancy, complicated computer codes, they all contain true and false, 1 or 0, the exact codes of the Odu Ifa. So just how is life created from this mathematical information?
Information are forms. And remember, those forms are essences given in wave of possibilities within consciousness. But the most important thing is that those essences They have meanings. They have intentions. If they have meanings, intentions, ratio, structure, functions, they put those forms into matter, into energy. And that is within formation. So information is, by definition, is to put form of formations within, inside.
So, if to be in formation is to be in form or aligned with the universal consciousness that gives us life, then falling astray from this divine order is precisely what makes one spiral into the black hole syndrome of human consciousness. But just exactly what is inside this black hole?
Inside the black hole, what we have is chaos. Is just information with meanings, with intentions, with ratios that don't form any kind of creation. Entropy, that is disorder. That black hole that is able to swallow stars in the universe can be forming one of the atoms of your body. We create a black hole. Within the black hole, you are going to find disorder. You're going to see ignorance. You're going to see stupidity. You're going to see carelessness. You're going to see stubbornness. All four things are given by Ifa. Ifa talks about that in Obesa. So it means that these four things, okay, are, according to Obesa, the causes of death. And what is a black hole? Death. Because within the black hole, the time stops. There is no time or space, and we belong to time and space.
We asked Dr. Pulido where exactly he came up with the concept of the black hole of human consciousness, which led to him speaking to us about the Odu of Ifa.
The concept of the black hole, okay, the first time that I saw that concept was in Ifa. The first time that I saw that concept, I saw it in the sign of Obedi. I saw it in the sign of Turani. I saw it in the sign of Iguri. I saw it in Baba Eyobe.
Can you give us an example?
Yes, for example, let's say in Obedi. Obedi is telling us about a story that there was a hunter that every time that he went out in order to hunt something to eat, he couldn't. He went to Ifa in order to know what were the Ifa's advices in order to hunt and to have something to eat. But the sacrifices that were indicated by Ifa, he never did it. He went out again in order to hunt, and he found a deer. And he was after the deer, trying to hunt the deer. But suddenly, the deer was avoiding any kind of whatever he was sending in order to hunt it. And suddenly the deer entered in one kind of hole that was very dark. That kind of hole was what we call the anus of the elephant. So when he went after the deer, he also got into the intestine of the elephant through the hole. When you find, okay, yourself into the intestines of the elephant, what are you going to find in there? Everything that is, let's say, debris, right? Fecal elements. The family of the hunter, okay, they knew that the hunter was supposed to do a kind of sacrifice, that they did that sacrifice, and the elephant spilled out. Okay,
So they did the sacrifice for him
for him
when he was missing,
yes,
and the elephant ended up pooping him out.
yeah, pooping. So this is one of the examples of what we call the black hole.
That story certainly makes it clear that the black hole is not a place where any one of us would rather be. I asked Dr. Pulido how one could recognize whether he or she has already fallen into the black hole and what one could do in order to possibly get out of the black hole, to which he gave a pretty interesting response.
The first thing that we have to do is to avoid the black hole. To avoid the black hole, because once you are in the black hole, it's like being within the intestine of an elephant.
Right.
Whatever you think is fecal.
Right.
Whatever you smell, whatever you talk, whatever you eat, it's fecal.
Right. He shared another example of the black hole within the Odu of Ifa, or Turanico in this case.
Turanico says that the person was trying to, who was living in a very bad situation, and he wanted to change that kind of life, but he had to do a lot of sacrifices. He was always ordered to do sacrifices, and he was tired of doing sacrifices, but he wanted to know why he had to do so many sacrifices. He was ordered always, any kind of sacrifice that he was doing, to put it in a sack, into a sack, okay, and to put that sack at the foot of a tree. From there, okay, it was supposed to be taken to heaven. But the last time that he was advised to do sacrifice, he didn't do the sacrifice. And what happened? That he, as a person himself, okay, he got into the sack as a sacrifice, because he wanted to go to the place to find out why he had to do so many sacrifices. So, what happened that when that sack, okay, arrived at heaven, well, we're talking in metaphorical form, arrived at heaven, that the Father opened the sack, he saw the Son inside. So, what happened? What are you doing here? He said, no, I came up in order to find out why I was doing so many sacrifices, and I was demanded to do so many sacrifices. And the Father said, okay, look at this. These sacrifices are not for me. Those sacrifices are for these creatures, the one that is taking protection for you. So, it was in order for you to be protected. Okay? So, it's not for me, it was for you. So you had to do sacrifices on your behalf. Right. For yourself. Right? So that sack, okay, is representing also the black hole. Right. That the person by itself gets into the black hole. Right. Right.
So, in the first example in Ogbedi, the hunter did not want to take heed to the advice of Ifa, and that's why he ended up in fecal matter. In the second example, in Oturanico, the character did not want to keep offering the sacrifice to the heavenly entities that wanted to protect him. Both characters in both stories shared a similar trait that took them into the black hole.
What is taking you, what is leading you into the black hole? Your arrogance. If you are arrogant, you don't learn.
Right.
Because arrogance is the one that doesn't allow you to observe your kind of effects.
Right.
For the people that is arrogant, doesn't matter any kind of evidence. They don't take evidence. I do it because I think I want, and that's it.
Right.
I don't care about any other evidence. For me, the evidence is the one that I have.
Right.
So it's cemented. Okay, cemented what? Cemented all opportunities that you have. Cemented your free will. Because for you, whatever you know is enough. And you don't have any kind of defects. You don't acknowledge that. So I don't have to learn anything. Why? Because whatever is happening, I know. If there is someone that is wrong, it's not me. It's the other one. So you're going to be exactly behaving against that kind of information that is keeping you alive. So you are in that moment making interference. You are breaking that kind of gravitational mechanism that is keeping you alive. When you break that gravitational mechanism, you create chaos. But at the same time, you create something that we call the consumption of energy. And what energy is used up, what is going to win? Gravity. In order to keep this box at this height, I need energy in my arm. But when energy is used up, okay, what is going to happen? My arm cannot keep it at the same height. And who is winning? Gravity. So gravity is when you are not creating energy. If there is no energy, who is winning?
Gravity.
Gravity.
So let's understand that when it comes to Dr. Pulido's theory of the black hole syndrome of human consciousness, basically, when we are not in harmony with the universal consciousness that gives us life, then we fall into the black hole through the force of gravity. Because then our energy is being consumed instead of being put to use. He shared with us an enlightening example of this.
Let's say that you have a misunderstanding about the purpose, meaning, and intention of the signal that you have of hunger. If you think that when you are hungry, what you have to do is to eat something, that is a misunderstanding about that signal. Because you can eat something that is not nutritional. If it is not nutritional, what is going to happen? You are not resonating with that intention. You are creating what? Chaos. We are talking about the break of the DNA, and at the same time, finally, the dilution of holes within the cytosol, within the cell. We are creating what we call something that is the destruction within the cell. Right. So that is inward, okay, inward what? Matter, the matter of the nucleus. So you are creating what? A black hole.
Exactly. Then when gravity is winning, it's taking you into the black hole.
The black hole.
Yes. What Ifa aims to do through the application of good character is to keep us out of the black hole and align us with our Ori, which is the extension of the conscious universe that is within us, so that we may be at harmony with this symbiotic formation of information, right? In other words, to be in tune with the universe so that we don't fall out of tune and into the black hole syndrome. So the question becomes, how do we stay in tune with the universe best, whether through an Ifa consultation or not?
To be humble.
Right.
To be humble. When you are humble, you listen to. You are able to learn.
Right. As a matter of fact, without humbleness, not even Ifa could help us. The Black Hole Syndrome of Human Consciousness by Dr. Luciano Pulido is available on Amazon.com and other booksellers.
This episode is brought to you by Ladybug's Garden, natural Florida water. Splash it on.
Splash that Florida water. Splash on that. Splash that Florida water. Splash on that. Splash that Florida water. Splash on that. Splash that Florida water. Splash on that.
Ladybug's Carter got that Florida water, that natural way to cleanse the aura. When I step outside and I see all the horror, gotta splash on that.
Go ahead, put some on, stop feeling great. Bad vibrations disintegrate, shining bright, just like your aura. Gotta splash on that. Splash that Florida water. 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 Splash on that.
Ladybug's Garden, natural remedies featuring the all-natural Florida water and avocado seed extract for topical pain relief. Available now at ladybugsgarden.org.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us. We invite you to our next episode. For more information, check out holyg.com.
This the Holy G podcast, y'all.
I was young, I always wanted to become now I'm older, I see all I ever was. If I had to do it all again, I do it all again. Ain't nothing I change. When I was young, I always wanted to become